Hello everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So today is hopefully going to be my last relationship slash abuse video for a long time, and I say that because A, I just want to move on, get past it, but B, I probably will give future updates. So yeah, this one is strictly for other people watching, getting into new relationships, starting dating, especially younger people who are just getting into the relationship scene, because I feel like those are the maybe most vulnerable as opposed to people, not saying that it can't happen to these people, but who have been dating for a longer period of time and know a little bit more about what they're looking for. So today I have the 10 red flags that might seem obvious to you, but when you're in a relationship and you're getting to know somebody, you might be looking for, or you might not be looking for, or you might kind of let them slide, but these are probably the ones you shouldn't let slide. And they're just like, probably like, you should stop there, cut it off, and move on, before it gets dangerous, too deep, you know. So we're gonna start with the first one, which is pretty much the number one that I'm like, wow, this is so obvious, but it happened and some people look past it, and I was one of those people. So it's somebody who's controlling with the clothes you wear and then the friends that you have. And like I said, this one doesn't need much explaining because it's super obvious. If somebody is like saying, oh, you can't wear that, or oh, you can't be friends with them, blah 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 blah, then you probably should just be like, well, I'm my own person, so I can do what I want. And if y'all can come to that agreement, maybe this one isn't as bad. But if it's a thing that happens continually, then probably next. Number two is somebody who dislikes friends or family or people you were close with before you even met them or before you even had them in your life. They kind of start distancing you away from the people that you love. Like I've said in a comment on my previous video, or one of my previous videos, in my last relationship, I left all my friends for this person. I really didn't have anybody close after I broke up with them because I kind of left all my friends for them, and that's what, like, people do it and it's sad, but oh my god, this is annoying. Okay, sorry. People do it, it's sad, but that's definitely something you want to look out for, is somebody who is controlling, and then somebody who just like automatically doesn't like the people you're friends with. I'm not saying that maybe those people aren't likable, or maybe those people do need to be watched out for, but if they just start like disliking a lot of the people you're friends with beforehand for no reason, then that's a red flag. Number three, this was a big one for me. He never wanted me to, like, if we ever got in an argument or if I was ever having a bad day or really anything, he never wanted me to vent to my friends. He thought it was weak and that it wasn't necessary, and that I didn't need to be talking to anybody about what was going on in my life, and I just didn't need to be doing that. So that was a big one for me. He did not want me to vent to anybody. And I think that might be because maybe you're going to tell them what happened, and then maybe they'll talk you out of being in a relationship with them. Number four is this is another big one. He only wants you to spend time with him, or she only wants you to spend time with her, but then when they're ready to go out with their friends and they're ready to go out and do whatever, they want you to stay at home, and they don't want you to have your own friends. They want them to be your whole world, but then they can have a world outside of you. So that was another big one in my relationship. I really only spent time with him, but then every weekend he went out with his friends, and every weekend he had something to do, and I never really tagged along. There was only a few times where I would go out to brunch with him, or a few times that I would do things with him, but really not that much. So that's, again, he was excluding me from having an outside life other than his person. Number 5 would be somebody who questions every single word you say. So if you told them, oh, I wore black yesterday, and you actually wore navy, they're going to think, oh, my bunny's scratching on the door. They're going to think, are you lying? Are you? Because they're just going to, oh my goodness, what is she doing? They're just going to question every single thing you say. Flip it. Even if you say something that you did say and maybe it was a week ago, they might flip it and be like, I don't think you said that, you know? So that's another one that was big. Number 6 that I have is somebody who makes you feel less than them, constantly putting you down, saying you can't do better than them, saying my bunny is going wacko up in there, saying that they're the best that you can have and all of those things. Somebody who just makes you feel less than them, that is another big red flag, like flashing red flag, okay? Number 7 is somebody who excludes you from your family. So this was also another big one. I am a huge family person. I love spending time with my family. They're a big part of my life, and they're probably the number one most important thing to me. And we never really spent time with my family. We never really, every time my family would invite us to do something, he would be like, well, you can go, but I don't want to go. And then I wouldn't want to go because then everybody would be like, well, where's he at? Why didn't he come? And I would have to explain it. But if I were to do that to his family, no. So that's another big one. My next one is somebody who always has to know your whereabouts, your location, what you're doing, who you're with, all of that. Just has to know every detail of what you're doing. And then if you say, hey, I'm going out with this person, and that person brings on another friend and you don't tell them, then that's going to become an argument. So that's another huge red flag. Another one that to me is a red flag, but maybe you guys just don't have the same interest, is somebody who, even if you don't have the same interest, doesn't show any interest in trying to like what you like, or trying to try what you like to do, or trying to make an effort to do things that you guys both like. So maybe one day you go and do something that they like, and then the next day you go do, or the next weekend you go do something you guys like. I think that there should be equal compromise there, and if there's not, then I think that's a red flag. And then my very last thing that I have on here is the biggest red flag. Watch out for this one. It's a serious one. No matter what relationship you're in, this is the biggest red flag imaginable. Is somebody who does something to deliberately hurt you, or deliberately put you down, or deliberately make you feel less, or just do something like that, and then turns right around and apologizes and says that they don't mean it and tries to make it up. That's a big red flag, because they know what they're doing is going to hurt you, and they know it, and it's okay if it happens once. It's okay if they hurt your feelings and then they turn right around and apologize. But if this is something that happens over and over and over again, that is a very big red flag. And I just think you should probably skirt on to the next one. So that's it today, guys, for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was a little bit informative. And if you have any other questions about anything, or if you are in a situation you feel like you can't get out of, please message me. Please make sure to reach out to somebody. Please, 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 anybody, anywhere, me, your family, anybody, reach out to somebody, get help. Do not stay in a situation that could be potentially dangerous. And I hope all of you have a fabulous, wonderful, magnificent day, and stay safe. Bye, guys.